What's going on, fam? This your main man, KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling. Takes here to give you my honest thoughts about last night's or afternoon WWE Backlash 2024 live from the country of Paris, France. Lyon France is the name of the city they was in. Just like SmackDown, they carried the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you now, international crowds kick our tail concerning pro wrestling. They kick our tail. There's no touching it. You know you got the major hardcore five. I'm gonna give it 5 hardcore wrestling cities in the state of in the country of the United States of America. Obviously, we already know New York, Philly, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Texas. Those are the 5 hardcore pro wrestling states. Chicago, New York, LA, Texas, Philly. Wrestling crazy heads. Listen, we got wrestling fans throughout the entire United States, but they don't go as hard as the 5 states I just mentioned. And even with the 5 crazy hardcore states I just mentioned, international crowds just make pay-per-views no matter what. Pay-per-views could be mid as possible, but they make the show. And these crazy clowns out there in France, but from the jump to the end, listen, whatever they were chanting in their language, some of the stuff they were saying like, let's go Nakamura. I'm like, Nakamura not out there, but that's what they were saying. Then they started singing, doing AJ Styles. Every time AJ Styles did something, they started singing something and chanting something. I'm like, what the heck is these fools doing? Crazy. Pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you all the time, the crowd is what makes or breaks a pay-per-view, a television show. It doesn't matter. Fans have to go harder to paint. Ladies and gentlemen, just 4 years ago, this was taken away from us. Everything was taken away. We had nothing. We didn't have anything. We just had the wrestlers in the arena themselves, and we had to be fake on doggone fake screens and make up fake noise and all this crazy stuff. When you go to a live show, I'm telling you, if the match is not great, make noise, do something. If you like, don't sit on your hands and knees doing absolutely nothing. France, Lyon France, bravo. They did a fantastic job. That's what allowed me to give the nod over to the pay-per-view. Now, as for the pay-per-view as a whole, WWE Backlash 2024, as I like to do with WWE pay-per-views, Jokelash. Jokelash. WWE Jokelash 2024 is set in stone. The cats did what they had to do. I'm going to talk about the 2 best matches. The 2 best matches on the show was the main event and the triple threat with the ladies. Everything else in the middle was just there for me. I'm going to break everything down. What happened, what I liked, what I didn't like. And we're going to go and I'll give you my final grade on what I thought about the whole show. But Backlash 2024 was a decent pay-per-view. The build-up was mid as heck. The pay-per-view itself, decent. We had some decent wrestling. I felt like I was watching a Raw and SmackDown just combined. That's what it felt like. But the crowd, the France crowd, the people in France, bravo. You can't hate on that. They did a fantastic job. Let's go ahead and break down this doggone show. So, we kicked the show off with Team RKO, which is Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Now, I wish they did this before the match on SmackDown with all the chaos that was happening. I don't know. Why don't you go ahead and make this a street fight before the match itself? These clowns were trying to quote. Now, before the matchup, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton had to embrace the France crowd because they could even just come out there. When they came out, the fans were singing word for word for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. They was singing word for word, and both of them just had to embrace it. I'm like, man, that just tells me you're over as possible. Orton is a legend in the game. Kevin Owens is getting there. Kevin been doing this thing for a minute. Future Hall of Famer. Orton, you already know he just solidified his legacy. He is the legend killer. That's who he is. The fans were singing. They looked like they couldn't even go out there. When they stood, they stopped, and they just embraced the fans that was singing a song and do. I'm like, that's called over, man. Like you can't hate on that. That is just great. Fantastic to them. The Bloodline come out. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga come out. Now the match didn't even get started. These cats were beating the snot out of each other that everybody in the back had to quote unquote come out and quote unquote had to separate everybody. The GM, he comes out, he said, listen, look, since you clowns don't want to quote unquote do the right thing, well, let's go ahead and make this a street. I'm like, bro, you should have made a street fight before the doggone match. I didn't like this Booker decision at all because it could have been done before. It should have been done on SmackDown, if you tell the truth. But this is what they decided to do. He came out there, he stopped the match, turned it into a doggone street fight, and that's that. Now, there was a spot in this matchup where Kevin Owens and was it Solo or was it Tama? No, it was Tama. They set the chairs up like freaking musical chairs. They went through them doggone chairs. I'm like, they was hurt. They were hurt. I'm like, man. So the botch of the match, which is unfortunately, was the debut Tama Tonga's younger brother, Tonga Loa. Now, the spot was supposed to be, I guess he was supposed to pull the referee out ahead of time. He was literally standing there and didn't know his cue. So they kind of botched his debut before it happened. So 5 years later, let me go ahead and pull the referee out, and he makes his entrance. So Tonga Loa has officially made his WWE arrival. Now, did nobody see this coming? None of the dirt sheets had it. Not Meltzer, not Frightful. Nobody knew it. The one thing about the E, I give them props. When they want to keep something a secret, they will keep it a secret. You won't know nothing about it. That's the one thing I told you. Pro wrestling as a whole of today has been killed by the dirt sheets. I don't need to know somebody's coming. I don't need to know nothing. I miss the days of the surprise factor. Pro wrestling with surprise factor is number one. Surprise the heck out of me. I don't need to know somebody is debuting this week that I don't need to know. See, everybody was looking for Jacob Fatu. And so WWE had threw that out there as a distraction. It was like a curveball. You think Jacob Fatu is pulling up. We already signed him. He's coming. But he's not the one that's coming out there. It's Tonga Loa. Tama Tonga's younger brother. He's coming. And he's joined. So the new bloodline as of right now is Solo, Tama, and Tonga Loa. That's the new bloodline right now. So, with that being said, the thumb to Kevin Owens' neck, this boy was coughing up mucus and everything. I mean, he you know how it go. Samoan Spike, and ladies and gentlemen, Solo and them definitely needed this win. Solo probably lost like over 18 trillion matches under the Triple H regime. He's lost so much. He needed this, and they got the dub. Tonga Loa got the victory for him, and now the new bloodline as of right now, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and a frightened Paul Heyman. That's that. So we get to this match, which I obviously want to say, this for me right here was a great match. It started slow, but Naomi, Bayley, and this young girl right here. Listen, let me tell you something. I've been saying this, the girl's on. She just turned 25, or as what I've been saying since the cat is out the bag. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody and their grandma know that's that they item. Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton are item. They be on TikTok dancing and acting the fool. I'm like, let me tell y'all something. Social media has killed kayfabe so much. Cats do our heels on TikTok acting a fool. I'm like, what is going on? What day and age we in where pro wrestlers can't stay in kayfabe? If you're a heel, why the clown are you online having fun? It shouldn't be like that. You supposed to quote unquote stay. This is one thing I can admire about MJF. When he was the heel, he stayed in character no matter what. He stayed in character. Tiffany and Ludwig Kaiser online clowning, acting a fool, doing TikToks together. So I say every time I see Tiffany, I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm gonna say now, because we know they together. Anyway, let's get back to this. This girl right here, man. Look, the girl got it. This girl got it. Tiffany Stratton, listen, man. Young kid got it. The girl got it, man. And she got it now. And this just made Bayley and Naomi just even. Let me tell y'all something. The triple threats I've done so much. It's like Okay, another triple threat. But listen, the chemistry all three of them had, I got to give all three of these. Naomi, they all came to work. They all showed up. Tiffany looked great. Naomi looked good. Bayley, obviously, you knew Bayley wasn't losing the championship. I mean, these girls was doing all the one scene where Naomi and Tiffany was outside the ring doing that little kick flip where they would flip one another and turn it into a cartwheel, all this crazy crap. Then they was body slamming one another. Then there was the one scene where Bayley and Naomi kind of did a tag team thing where it was like everything was timed. They had Tiffany and then both of them kind of slammed down at the same exact time. It was a beautiful spot. I loved it. I said, man, they killed it. All three of these girls, like I said, from me, this is this is just personally for me. This may have been the best match on the whole show. And even with the anticipation of the Georgia boys getting together and doing it for the very first time, because you haven't seen them ever wrestle before, talking about AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, even as good as that match was, I'm still going to give Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton the nod for best match of the whole pay-per-view. All three of these ladies killed it. Naomi got pinned. It is what it is. Now the storyline goes, where in the world does Naomi go from here? What's next for Naomi? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. But all three of these girls they did a great job. Fantastic matchup. The girls did great. Let's scroll. Backstage, we got Jey Uso getting ready for his matchup. And the entire Bloodline walk past him and they give a subtle tease to what is on the horizon. When Jimmy get back and he quote unquote aligns himself back with Jey, we're going to get the matchup of Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga versus the Usos. Now, let me tell y'all something. I did not watch them in New Japan, but I've seen matches here and there. I've seen clips, and I know that they're good. They are. Like, I look here. You know the Usos are good together. So let's see when they get together. And they look, it's gonna be generational. I'm already anticipating them did it on. And when they all looked at that man, they looked at him. They walked off. Jey looked like he was holding his own. Now I thought they was gonna jump him. I'm like, obviously, quote unquote, he had a matchup, but they did the other subtleties. Solo looked at him. Tonga Loa looked at him. Tama Tonga. And then the biggest one was when Paul Heyman got to him. Paul Heyman and Jey Uso looked at each other, and Paul Heyman had the look on his face, help me. I'm in trouble right now. Roman Reigns is not taking over this thing anymore. He's not the tribal chief as everybody keeps saying. I'm in trouble. Help me. That's what that look was. Jey looked at him like, you on your own, dog. But he did have a sense of compassion. So the tease of something that's going to happen was right in front of everybody's face. That was great. Kudos to Triple H and them on doing that. Fantastic job. Great. Then we get to the matchup. Damian Priest versus Jey Uso. Now, call it for what it is, man. This was a Monday Night Raw type of matchup. With all the interference, and Damian Priest straight told his crew members from Judgment Day, do not get involved. And guess what they decided to do? JD McDonuts, or whatever everybody run around called him, got involved. He got involved multiple times, and he told that man, don't get involved. Jey was holding his own. He held his own to the very end, even with all the weird distractions. Even Finn Balor decided to get his behind involved. With all that being said, Jey still was trying. It was like kick out here. Damian Priest thought he had it won. He thought he had JB. Jey was like, no, And now I've got to talk about this. When Jey came out there, the fans, just like how they did with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, they was all doing the in sync. You know how it is. It's me, who's Jey one. They always doing it. I mean, it was crazy. It was insane. He was in the stands with the fans. Listen, France as of right now is one of WWE's best crowds they've had. They have some great international crowd. Now, listen, the one thing that the Backlash crowd, even though they was good, they ain't touching France. They not touching France. They not. Them clowns out there in France was insane. But like I said, it came down to the very end. Jey thought he had him done. Damian Priest said, no, sir. Got him with the doggone, I think it's Rage's Edge or whatever his finish is. He did it. Got the job done. Now, afterwards, They got in the ring. They looked like they was getting ready to get into it. And this is all going on with Mommy not being there. Because remember, Mommy is the true leader of Judgment Day. She's out the picture. And we already know Dominic, he hurt. He messing around with Liv behind Mommy's back. We know where this is going. Y'all know exactly where that's going. But as of right now, everybody quote unquote claim they on the same page. We're gonna find out more things. I'm gonna be 100% with you. I'm so done with Judgment Day. I just want Judgment Day to be done. Like, everybody just need to go their separate ways. We know we get the matchup. We know we're gonna eventually get Finn Balor versus Damon Priest. It's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. Whether that happens at Summer Joke or not, it's going to happen. It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen, ladies and gentlemen. But Damon Priest gets the win. Like I said, this was a Monday Night Raw type of matchup. Wasn't the best, but what they tried to do, I got to give it. The crowd was into it. They was able to work with what they was able to work with. You know, I didn't like all the crazy interferences because Damon Priest tried to tell them boys, y'all don't need to interfere. But them clowns said, no, we're going to interfere because we don't think you can win on your own. That's basically what the whole situation is. The whole situation was they don't trust Damian Priest to hold on to their championship without their supervision, which is sad. Damian Priest like, no, I'm trying to be my own dude. And this is the crazy part. Damian Priest, quote unquote, supposed to be a heel, but he going towards the babyface side without him even understanding. It's getting crazy out there, you know. But it is what it is on that. Like I said, decent matchup. But this was a Monday Night Raw match to me. Now we get this matchup: Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, Kairi Sane, with Dakota Kai in their corner. Man, look. I should be extremely ecstatic because last month, this month, we've been winning. We've been winning like crazy. I'm talking about our people. We've been winning like crazy. I should be happy for my two sisters right here, Bianca and Jade. They won the tag team titles, but the unfortunate part is I'm not, because I feel like damaged goods, man. It's a sad moment. I should be ecstatic right now. But because of what happened at WrestleMania, and then it was just a foregone conclusion. You knew somebody had to lose their titles, and I mean, man, look, and what everybody was discussing, has Jade improved a little bit? She has more moves to her arsenal, which is great. I think what's the whole point is Triple H wants her to be under Bianca's leadership, because everybody in their grandma know Bianca is the better wrestler between her and Jay. I don't even need to discuss that. I don't. But I think what H&M wants to do, they want these two to roll together so she can watch whatever Bianca's doing and get better on the timing because the whole point is we got to freaking take the training wheels off with Jay. I'm serious. We had to. AEW did everything in their power what they was do. Her working with Brian, whatever, things just didn't work out. But the training wheels gonna have to come out sooner or later. They're gonna have to. So I don't know how long they're gonna hold on to these doggone tag team titles. I don't know. But the whole point is we just want Jade to be in a position where she can hold her own just as good as Bianca and just as good as Naomi. That's the whole point. But again, I just hate the fact that H did this because he know there's so many of us that are freaking gullible. We just jump for joy every time we see us on TV. Especially if we win it. We don't really pay any attention to how the booking is going because we just ecstatic that we're there. Oh, look, it's some two beautiful black sisters. You should be happy. I don't want to give a crap. It's about the freaking storytelling. It's about getting me to freaking care. I don't just care the fact that we own the show. That's a crutch that WWE continues to belittle us. It's a disrespect, and you don't even see it. Y'all cats don't even see the disrespect, and it's in front of your face. Y'all don't even see it. I'm like, I don't just want to win championships because we did. Let me tell y'all something. Yes, I want us to work for it, but I want us to have a storyline that makes us feel like we matter. I tell y'all day in and day out, it ain't just about the freaking representation. It's about the freaking presentation. Now, Triple H is on the freaking clock concerning Bianca and Jade. He just gave them tag team titles. Okay, you on the clock, dude. You on the freaking clock. if Bianca and Jay's whole situation, because we know where this is going, it's going to WrestleMania. I don't know how. Wait, like the handwriting's on the wall. This is Sasha Banks and Bianca Part 2, just with a completely different wrestler, a completely different star, a completely different woman. You know, but we're gonna see. Now, as for Asuka and Kairi and them, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, man. I don't know what's about to happen. But I can tell you this: what's getting ready to happen, because the women's tag team titles can go to any brand, including NXT. So I don't know. I have no clue what they getting ready to do. But I'm trying to tell Triple H, you on the clock, bro. You on the clock. I want to give a crap about Bianca and Jay. I want to give this an opportunity. I want to give it a chance. I want to be fair. I don't want to just sit up and say, oh, just throw the baby out with the bathwater. I really do. But just doing it just because, oh, look. I'm telling y'all, I'm always about that presentation. I do this for everybody. I ain't just doing it. I'm talking about everybody, especially with us. Presentation better mean something. I ain't just talking about the representation. Presentation. Congrats to Bianca and Jay. Fantastic. You got the job done. Now, the presentation and getting Jay to that next level. And I'm not talking about star power, because she already had it. The reason, listen, if she didn't have it, WWE would never gave her a call. She got the star power from AEW. Why do you think everybody was... Let's call it for what it is concerning the women. Who everybody and their grandma kept talking about while she was in AEW? Jade Cargill. Regardless of how good she was or bad she was in the ring, who everybody kept talking about. They wasn't talking about Britt Baker. They wasn't talking about Sheeta. They wasn't talking about Jamie Hayter. They was too busy talking about who was that fine, black, beautiful sister, this glamour son, this storm-looking girl. And these are people that don't even watch wrestling. Why you think Vanessa Hudgens is a fan of hers? The girl was sitting front row of WrestleMania. She was listen, I remember when I saw her name trending, I don't know why Vanessa Hudgens, and then I saw it. She had posted on her Instagram, I love this girl right here. She's a hardcore Jade Cargill fan. Now she got even more, she can be even more proud of it because she got the doggone tag team championships. But here's the deal. With these titles, they can go to all the brands, including NXT. So I'm going to be watching Jade's in-ring work and also the story of whatever Bianca and Jade is getting ready to become. Very close. I'm going to monitor it like crazy. And if it's on some bull jive, who you think going to be the first one to call the bull jive out? Right here. I ain't finna sit up here and sugarcoat and just be like, oh, look, nope. No, sir. But like I said, as for Kairi and Asuka, I have no clue where they're going. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it is what it is on that. They win. Like I said, matchup. It is what it is. Like I said, you seen some decent things from it. Asuka out here with the goofy clown makeup on. And it just, let me tell y'all something. Kana, now, I've seen clips. I didn't watch it while she was in New Japan. But the Kana character was vicious. That girl didn't give a rat's behind. This concoction that the Eden came up with. I hate to say it, man. Now listen, look, I did not watch the New Generation era, so you're gonna have to talk to somebody who did. But the clown character, whatever. Now, dude, Kat said dude could wrestle. Oh, what's his name? Matthew Osborne or whatever. They said he could wrestle. Trust me, they said he could wrestle. Oscar could wrestle too, but this concoction that the Eden came up with, she's a dang joke. She's a joke, man. It's insane. It's insane, man. I'm like, come on. Put more for make us get like, man, look, if Oscar and them is still sticking around with the E, she better go over somebody at WrestleMania 41. She better. If not, you might as well just let them walk. You might as well. There's no point of them constantly getting disrespected, left in over and over. I mean, the fans was running around. Like I said, I don't know what they were saying, but it constantly sounded like they were saying, "Let's go Nakamura." I'm like they would Nakamura. That's what it sounded like to me. If you French, if anybody that's French that subscribed to me and understood everything they were saying, please tell me in my comment section and let me know what those fans were chanting, because they were chanting some crazy stuff throughout the entire show. Even the matches that weren't really that good, they were making some noise. And I take my hats off to them. But congratulations to Bianca and Jade. Let's see what Triple H and them got in store. Because like I said, I've been hard on H because he showed me he doesn't give a crap. This is why I'm hard on him, because he shows that he don't care. And he know that he got so many people by the palm of his finger. Like, he got them. You know, he ain't got me. He might got y'all, but he ain't got me. So we'll see moving forward. Now, I believe it's time for the main event. Yep, it's time for the main event. Yeah, it's time for the main event. Okay, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, fans just like with before, just like with everybody else, singing. They sang like AJ Styles. I mean, they was constantly chanting some crazy stuff towards him. Cody comes out, they sing the song and they do the whoa and all this crazy stuff. For a first time match, I can't believe it. I thought these clowns actually wrestled each other. This was a decent matchup. It was. Let me tell y'all something. Cody Rhodes matches are starting to become very similar to all his matches. He goes into the match and he watches what his opponent does. Same with AJ Styles. AJ Styles has a similar style. That's why I said it's funny that both of them is from Georgia. They get in there, start slow. They start vigorously watching what the other cat is going to do. Crowd is just saying all kind of crazy crap. Just chants this, Bullet Club that, who was the real leader of the Bullet Club, all this crazy crap. So they get in there, they doing this. Cody started doing the Stardust crap. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell y'all, look, I know the Cody crybabies are going to be mad at me. I am just not a Cody Rhodes babyface fan. He is a decent babyface, but I'm telling you, man, there is money to be made with a heel Cody Rhodes. I don't know why he does not want to turn. This is the same exact crap I wanted him to do before he left AEW. It was not me, like all these fans, quote unquote, they claimed that they was pushing him out. No, we did not push you out the door. We wanted you, before you left, to go heel. Go heel for once. Like I say, people want to blame Tony Khan for that goofy booking decision of him not going up for the main championship. That was not a Cody Rhodes. I mean, that was not a Tony Khan decision. Cody Rhodes was the circus clown that booked. Remember, Cody Rhodes had full creative control of his character and everything he was doing before Tony Khan took full control. That was a Cody Rhodes idiotic decision he made, saying that if he could beat Chris Jericho for that championship, he wouldn't challenge for it as long as he was in the company. What kind of idiotic statement was that? How about you go against what you said, become a freaking heel, win the championship before you leave, put somebody over, and then go? He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to stay the same formulaic, the same crap that you're starting to see is sipping out. Now, I know the fans were going nuts. They were going ape. They're going crazy. But I'm trying to tell y'all, a heel Cody Rhodes is something that he does not want to, that potential star-making ability, the next guy. Everybody, we keep talking about Roman Reigns. Who's going to take the mantle? He just took it. He's got next, right? The next mantle. Why you think it took Roman Reigns so freaking long? Because Vince was trying to force feed this fake baby face that was not working. And then the pandemic happened. And he got together with Paul Heyman and the tribal chief became a thing. Next thing you know, fans are running around here saying, thank you, Roman. We want Roman. He is a babyface right now without even people knowing. Without H and even doing a thing, he's a babyface. He's become the number one babyface and he ain't even there right now. Meanwhile, we're stuck with Cody Rhodes running around here trying to be this Homelander American hero clown. I'm like, no, man, no. I'm like, no. A heel Rhodes is what we need. We need it, and we need it now. We're not going to get it for a very long time. We're stuck with this cat. This is the cat we're stuck with. But him and AJ Styles, they started slow. Fans were chanting. They were singing some crap. Listen, I don't know what. Listen, if you're French, if anybody that's subscribed to me, you can speak French and you can understand a little bit of what those fans were saying, please hop in my comment section and tell me exactly what they were saying. Because every time AJ Styles got on the top rope, they got loud. I don't know what they were saying, but they was getting crazy and getting loud. I was like, man, this is insane. This is crazy. AJ Styles was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. Cody Rhodes was, let me tell y'all something. There was a spot where Cody Rhodes tried to do something and then went flying on his back and all this crazy crap. I'm like, look, listen, pro wrestling, people just want to say it's, I'm like, no, pro wrestling is scripted. Cats put their bodies on the freaking line. They put their bodies on the line, ladies and gentlemen. They do. And for our entertainment purposes. They coming out here trying to entertain us. And that's what they do. M and AJ Styles, like I say, for a first time meeting with them two getting together, doing what they need to do. It was decent. I expected a little bit more. I think what they were trying, I guess because the crowd oversaturated them. I was too busy paying attention to the crowd more so than while I was paying attention to what was going on in the ring. I'm just being 100% true. France was just too crazy. They were too Lyon France. Them clowns were too crazy. That's why I said they kick our tail. We need a lot of work over here in the States, including the 5 top cities, because we know we hardcore heads: Texas, California, New York, Philly, and Chicago. We are the 5 top. If you from another state and you got some hardcore fans out there, listen, I apologize to you, but I'm just trying to tell you, from as long as I've been watching pro wrestling, the hardcore states when it's concerned is pro wrestling crap: Texas, New York, LA, Philly, Chicago. Boom. It is Pennsylvania, Texas, Illinois, LA, which is California, New York. You know, I'm telling you, it's I don't know what else to say. But like I said, overseas, oh man, they kicking our tail, y'all. We gotta make some noise. Speaking of which, I'm not saying nothing, but I got word that June 21st, SmackDown is coming out this way. I've done Raw, I've done Dynamite. I gotta do SmackDown. I may go, I might not go. I don't know yet. I don't know. But if I do, you will be the first ones to know. But Cody wins. He retains his championship. Obviously, you know he wasn't losing. First time, I actually would like to see this one more time, because I think they did a very good job. Obviously, like I said, the 2 best matches on the show. I want to see this one more time, but I want to see this where I can focus in on what they're doing in the ring, because France just oversaturated the mess out this show. I mean, you was paying attention to them. You weren't really paying attention to what was going on in the ring, because they were just too crazy out there saying all the crazy crap. I mean, I lost count how many times they were saying this is awesome. They were saying this is awesome to everything. This is awesome. This is I mean, the entire show. Cats going through doggone announce tables and all this crazy crap. I'm like, so after that, I walked away. Honestly, I'm gonna say this was a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6.5. So 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 show. If you gave it that grade, you spot on. Like I said, this is very good. It was decent pay-per-view, one of the best. But France over-delivered. They took full control. When you say a crowd hijacks the show, they hijacked the show, but they hijacked the show for good reason. It wasn't the fact that they were basically trying to disrespect the wrestlers out there. They were basically excited to see them, because when I'm told, they ain't been to France in forever. So the fact that they got them to come out there, they just said, look, we're going to go up. We're going to go nuts. Because it's a possibility they may not ever come back over here. We're going to show up and show out. And sure enough, they basically helped get this pay-per-view a higher grade than what I was going to give it. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. This is my honest thoughts about the show and everything. Now, before I finish, I want to talk about what Triple H and company just did. Give me 1 second, because this is. I knew they were going there. It was all over the place. Like, they couldn't help but tell everybody. But I want you to look at this date. I want y'all to look at this date. Vegas get WrestleMania again. They ain't been there since 1993, which was the first WrestleMania in the Monday Night Raw regime, if I'm not mistaken. April 19th, April 20th, 2025. Now, normally WrestleMania is right at the beginning, right? It's the beginning of April, right? Why in the world would Triple H and company, quote unquote, push it all the way back? Ladies and gentlemen, for the fools in the back that still don't treat AEW as if it's competition, I don't know what to tell you. Dynasty just happened this year. This was the very first Dynasty, and it was a very successful show. It wasn't the best show, but it was the very first of its kind. And it happened on April 21st. Triple H and them know exactly what they're doing. This was a petty move from this goof right here. I ain't seen nobody say a word about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Dynasty just happened on the 21st. And Triple H done pushed WrestleMania back all the way to the 19th and 20th? Wait a minute. It's always at the beginning. What the clown is... Ladies and gentlemen, listen, there is this petty war between him and the man with the doggone neck brace on in Jacksonville. It's this petty war going on. I guess they just gonna keep going at each other's necks, but for whatever reasons or whatever. This was directly at Tony Khan telling you gonna have to move Dynasty to another week. We didn't kick you off your own week. Yo, listen, it's crazy. It's insane. I'm like, April 19th and 20th. Man, that's a shot at Tony Khan, and fools are not seeing it. It's right in front of everybody's face, right here. Dynasty just happened this year on the 21st. So it's always planned second or last week of April. And now this just happened? Yeah, I already knew what that was about. I already knew. I said, this is right in front of your face, ladies and gentlemen. Right in front of your face. And this went over. I'm like, 19th for 20th. Why is it easy? So, during the press conference, he was asked about the Drew Gulak situation, and apparently the young man that asked the question mentioned PW Insider and Fightful and them. Now, you know Fightful was controlled by Sean Ross Sapp and them. I told you, when it's concerning the pro wrestling stuff, the most trustworthy sites are Fightful and then my man Matt Man and them, Andrew Zeri and them. Like, those my two top. Like, Meltzer and them, I don't really mess with Meltzer and them, for obvious reasons. But if it's anybody that I'm gonna trust, it's Fightful and it's Matt Man and them, because they seem to be on top of things concerning this pro wrestling stuff and all that junk. Triple H and them quote unquote said that PW Insider and Fightful are not reliable sources. They're uncredible. That was a shot. So the IWC is split. Half the IWC can't stand Sean Ross Sapp Company. The other half, they embrace him. And it was like one big old split down the middle. You got fans. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the major reasons why I'm glad I kind of take little breaks away from social media, especially from the IWC. I don't have time for this toxicity. I really don't. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to be better. There's a lot of things that I'm asking the Lord to help me with. And being a part of this IWC foolishness and seeing, I'm like, that's just stress. That's added stress I don't need. I don't need to be going back and forth with clowns that don't like one company over other. I told you, I mess with all of them. I talk about what needs to be done, what needs to be better. I say what's good. I give you the positives on what they're doing. If it's goofy stuff, I'm going to say it's goofy. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat. But for some reason, you got the hardcore fans, regardless of what promotion you rep, you going to say everything they do is great. And it's not. It ain't. So, listen. When it's concerned Fightful and them, they seem to always be credible. No, they don't get everything right. They don't. They don't. But like 80% of what they say comes to pass. Now, when it's concerning Meltzer and them, now that's the one cats need to talk about. Because that boy be getting everything wrong. He might have some things right. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth. When Vince was in office, he was getting, he got like maybe 75% of what he was saying was right. Now that H in his office, he don't know what the clown talking. He just saying anything. And with him taking a shot at Fightful and all that, I'm like, and then here's another thing too. Triple H was pressured because he really didn't answer the question correctly. Because the dude asked him, did you guys get rid of Drew Gulak because of the Ronda Rousey situation? He brought up the fact, hey, we cut people all the time. I mean, the NFL does it. No, answer the specific question. Did you drop the man because there was enough facts of what she was saying, or everything she said was capped and you guys are just trying to cover yourselves because you didn't want to look like you were associated with whatever she was talking about? What is it? But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania next year will be on the 19th or 20th. And whenever Dynasty is, it's definitely going to have to be another week. Because Lord knows I'm not finna sit up here and try. Nope, you got the wrong one. If Dynasty is on the 20th, heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Tony Khan, unfortunately, bro, you're going to have to move it to another week. You're going to have to, because, and it's sad, it's messed up. This was your month. I mean, this was your week specifically. Now Triple H, quote unquote, said, since you're going to go on the NFL Network and quote unquote try to destroy us, I'm about to quote unquote make you move your pay-per-view. That's exactly what he did. Two petty clowns going at it. Petty H, Petty TK. Two clowns that are petty as heck. Don't care what nobody has to say because they both petty and they both immature as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. This is my honest review about the show. Like I said, decent pay-per-view. The France crowd carried the mess out of this show. Two best matches on the show. The triple threat with the ladies and the main event. Moving forward, we're going to see what's about to pop off. Because as of right now, the biggest storyline is Tonga Loa joining the Bloodline. And Paul Heyman looking like a scared little boy. He don't know what to climb to do. Looking at Jey Uso saying, bruh, you got to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not even in control anymore. He even said it. He said that Roman Reigns and I haven't spoken since WrestleMania. So you know there's some foolishness going on. You already know. The man himself that's not there is cooking up stuff. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the great one. I'm talking about the pie eating, Jeroni eating, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. He's the one that's cooking up all this stuff behind Cat's back. And Paul Heyman don't know what to climb to do. Best storyline going right now in the E. So we'll see when things happen, when things pop off. But ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all know what to do. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Like I said, leave a comment on what you thought. Maybe you thought this was one of the best pay-per-views WWE has ever done. Hit the comment. Or maybe you thought this show was trash. You thought it was garbage as heck. Hit the doggone comment section up. Let me know what's going on. And I will talk to y'all cats later. This is your main man, KC for L, King, Self for Life, Rest of the Takes. I'm gone. I'll let you boy.